Okay, there's a few things I've been waiting on so I can move ahead. Got the tank really close, whatever, we'll talk about that later. What we're going to start doing, we're running Rizoma rear sets, and we're going to run a few other Rizoma parts because we're doing this, you know, it's a vintage bike, Prince frame, that sort of stuff, but we're running modern suspension, modern brakes, you know, all that sort of bullshit. So anyway, the thing is my seat position, and I've got to make these brackets. Obviously, Rizoma doesn't make, unfortunately, a set of rear sets to fit a Vincent engine in a Prince frame. Go figure. I don't think anyone does. So anyway, I'm going to make up the brackets, which, you know, is going to depend on the seat position. But the brackets, it's important because our exhaust, I want to get the exhaust done so it doesn't interfere. So anyway, Colin in England he makes these exhausts, and because there's some differences with this engine, as in where the exhaust ports are, because I'm not going to talk about too much why they're in a different position, but they are, we'll talk about that later. So what I got to do basically is lay some pipe. Get your mind out of the fucking gutter. It's a 2-inch exhaust, but as you can see, it's very tricky to get in here. This push rod part here on the engine is kind of important, so you can't get rid of that. So anyway, this is going to be the rear pipe, and then these are obviously going to be trimmed. As I said, some assembly required, and as a friend of mine and a colleague pointed out, that means modify. We have the same dictionary, it means the same thing. Assembly, modify. Modify the fuck out of everything, I say. Even if it is assembled. Nuts and these spigots, these flanges go in there with this nut to seal it. This is smaller exhaust originally. What comes with these is this venturi, which this will slip on here, then this will be mounted in the pipe. There's two different ways to do it. We can braze this on here and have that on there. What I want to do, some of them like a race exhaust, can have some springs. So I'm going to make these. Instead of doing this expanded piece of metal, what we're going to do, I'm going to machine up a nice little venturi so it flows nice into the pipe, goes from this size up to the 2-inch exhaust, and it'll fit like a cock in a sock. It'll be tight as the first night. It's going to be really cool. So anyway, I'll start machining these. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Oh, I got a nice piece of, it's actually solid 2-inch cold roll bar. So what I'm doing, I put a hole in there, run a drill through. Now I'm boring it to size. So we're going to bore it so this flange that fits in the head, flange, there's that word again, goes on there. I'm going to machine that so it fits, but I'm going to put a nice little step so that fits right up against this dead nuts perfect seal like a fish's ass. That's watertight. The flange and the nut, this size here. I've got this nice, like an interference fit. What I've done though, I put a nice step down the bottom here, so when that fits on there, it's a definite seal, both around the outside and at the bottom. So it should work really good. What I'll do now, I'll just machine a little taper on this side to bring it down on the outside. It'll look good. Then I'm going to go and machine the other side so it fits perfectly inside the pipe. So this is probably hot as Hades. It's pretty warm, yes. Ooh. So anyway, we've got this. This is our initial one that goes on the spigot. The other side here, I'm going to bore this out and I'll run a taper back so it's a nice venturi going back into the pipe, coming from the original, I think it's 1 3/4, up to the 2-inch pipe. I'll make 2 of these because there's 2 exhaust pipes. So like I said, I've got this side done. This will go in here. We will have to clearance the push rod a little, which I'm not nervous about at all, filing a little bit off this Vincent engine. It'll be fine. You won't ever see it. It'll work. It's what we're going to do. Then we'll put a nice, I'll machine a taper back here. But now what I've got to do is machine this. So this will fit in there just nicely. So this will go into this recess. That'll also bottom out to make a seal, which then will weld, probably braze around the edge. And then obviously this needs to be trimmed up a bit. But I like this pipe because I want to try and get in a bit closer, which will bring it up because I want the pipe to completely follow the cam chest here. Then the other one is here, according to Colin. That one will go in there. Obviously, we need to cut quite a bit off this one. Then this will come in, so we'll have the 2 pipes like this. 2-in-1, flowing really nice.